The first of these is from the guys at Lucid Eye, who are doing some amazing stuff. And this is another one of their adventure modules called The Curse of the Red Simians. So if you like the idea of playing some pulpy style games on the tabletop, you've got a new adventure model for you to bring to the table. Now, we looked a little bit at this company and this style of module in the past when they did one for Caverns of the Frog King, I believe it was called, where they've done what's called the AYE system, or Add Your Own Engine system. And that basically means that this book that you get here, I think they've done 3 now in total, basically gives you all of the story, all of the characters, all of the enemies you'll be fighting, and all of the sort of like hooks and sort of like tactics and teasers you might use as someone running the game or someone playing the game with another person to bring this to the tabletop. But then you can then add whatever game you want underneath this, and it should bolt onto pretty much anything. So if you wanted to use something like 7TV or Pulp Alley or something like that to play this game, you've got some really cool options here. This also means that it can be used for role-playing games as well. So if you've got something like Savage Worlds, you can bring that in and play Savage Core on the tabletop of this. And of course, they've got their own system too. This one in particular follows a band of 4 adventurers going up against the Red Simians and Red Paw Thunder Roar, who is the very cool sort of main boss character that you get in this campaign. And it kind of sort of feels to me a little bit like one of those short films you would have seen done by Channel 4 or something on a Sunday afternoon, where it's like a little tiny episodic thing that plays out over an hour or an hour and a half. And then they've done the one about, I think it was the Temple of the Burning Heart or Golden Heart last time, and now they've gone off and done this one, which is the Curse of the Red Simians, and I hope they do a lot more as well. But it has that really cool, awesome, pulpy feel, and it's a really good way to dive into this. If there's a game system you already enjoy playing, you don't want to have to bother to learn new rules, but you've got all the miniatures and all the extra bits and pieces you need to play the game. So a very, very cool thing there indeed from those guys on that front. They also are now running a sort of separate entity as part of Lucid Eye, which is looking towards developing miniatures that are pretty much for across the spectrum of games. There's no real sort of like rhyme or reason to what they do. They just basically create what they think is really awesome and what their sculptor is really interested in doing. So this is called the Blades and Souls series, and one of the miniatures that we can see there is for the new Witchfinder model, which is very, very cool indeed. So this was released this week, but they've also done like a really cool Vampire Noble. They've done a Banshee as well in the past as well. So there's some really cool stuff coming out from those guys, and hopefully we'll be able to see them expand this range a little bit more. And it feeds into those people that love playing lots of skirmish games and lots of role-playing games as well. So there's some really good stuff coming out of Lucid Eye. They're potentially one of my favourite companies out there at the moment. So yeah, very cool.
Jerry, be sad. He just said use miniatures in role-playing games.
Yeah, I know. He's wrong. He knows he's wrong, but you know, there's nothing.
I like the
theatre
of the mind as well, Jerry. Don't worry.
That's all right then. I really like what the Savage Core set that they've done. Anyway, the fact that they've now gone, well, we've got a really interesting concept for a game, but maybe you don't like Savage Core, or you don't want to buy it, and so grab the miniatures and grab their actual campaign or whatever it happens to be is really good. I mean, Savage Core is nice anyway.
Yeah, it's something we're seeing quite a bit of these days. Is you've got companies out there that are either just making really great rules that you can then use as the framework to canvas on whatever setting you want, or you've got other companies going the other way where they're doing all the canvas work, all the beautiful miniatures, all the background and the storyline, and then saying, well, go grab a rule set that you think will fit it.
Yeah. And between Lucid Eye and Antediluvian Miniatures, who do things like a not Doug McClure model and a not Peter Cushing model from The Lost World and things like that. You know, there's an awful lot of stuff out there. It'd be really interesting to see what else they do for the Souls and Souls and Blood,
Blades and Souls.
Blades and Souls. Because I really like the vampire they've done. Really reminds me of Strad from Ravenloft. Just from the sculpt and just, you're looking at him and you're going, yeah, that could be Strad. That would be nice.
So what, would you like to do something with maybe 7TV, go for like a bit of a Van Helsing movie thing going on, or the original Dracula?
In Ravenloft, well, you could do whatever you want, really. In Ravenloft, Strad's the good guy. In a world where everybody's the bad guy, the vampire theoretically is kind of the good guy, although still a bad guy. So yeah, they were an interesting set of books anyway. But just the fact they're just doing nice, unique, generic models where you can just go, what do I want to do?
Yeah. See, there's something I've wanted to do for a time, is actually drop into some of the novels behind D&D, but I never know where to get started, because I pick one up and I just feel completely lost. I've
Dragonlance.
Dragonlance. How are you getting on with Dragonlance?
I am about 3/4 of the way through the first book and already really enjoying it. The writing style is old, to say the least, but other than that, I'm really enjoying all the characters and I love what they've been doing with it. It has been written as if it was basically taken from someone's notes about a session, which I'm sure it probably was actually. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. I'm really enjoying Dragonlance.
Now, is the writing style old or H.P. Lovecraft old?
It's just old. It's not
just
that,
old now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hickman and Wise do really nice characters as well, and so much so that they get really annoyed when people try to destroy their characters.
I'm not surprised. You know, the number of times I've seen authors turn down movie deals because they're sitting there going, "No, Hollywood, no, you will ruin my world."
It's not even that. In one case, they transposed Lord Soth, the Knight of the Black Rose, who's like essentially a Templar undead wraith thing. You know, he's just another sort of tragic hero villain, and they dropped him into Ravenloft, which is another D&D setting that Wise and Hickman haven't written. And once you're in Ravenloft, you're in Ravenloft. There's no getting out of there. You're trapped. And they went, yeah, we own that character. Please remove him from Ravenloft now, in case we want to go back and do something with it. We're not having him trapped in your, garbage world, playing second fiddle to Lord Strahd, because that's where Strahd's,
the king
of the world. Yeah. So it was nice them just going, we might, but regardless, you're not allowed to break him. Yeah. So, and that was the case of D&D being told not to mess around by their own in their own background by their own writers. So
I gotta say that's got to take some set of cojones to turn around to Wizards of the Coast and go, no.
I think it might have been TSR at that stage, but regardless,
way back in the day.
Yeah, regardless.